What's up guys, this is GDASfifa and welcome to another episode of FIFA in a nutshell. Today I am going to show you two things. The first thing is going to be the best Bundesliga team possible in my opinion, and the second thing is the best formation for me right now. Now before we jump into the game, if you could click on the subscribe button and on the like button, that will be so much appreciated. If we could get 5 likes on this video, it would be brilliant. And let's see the team. Okay everybody, here is the team that I am currently playing, and this is a Bundesliga team of dreams. We've got Adler in goal, we've got Benatia, and we've got Socrates at center-back positions. We've got Piszczek at right-back, Ricardo Rodriguez at left-back. At center mids we've got De Bruyne and Goetze, with Gustavo at center defensive mid. At center forward we're rocking with Mkhitaryan, and on wings we're using Shirley and Sydney Sam. As you can see, I am rocking the 4-3-3 fifth variation. That's of course the false 9 one, as you can see, and I decided to talk to you about the team while I show you some game footage. It's a game from yesterday's stream. I won it 1-0 on penalties, on a penalty, and yeah, let's just watch it. Okay guys, so here is the team that I came up against. It was in Division 4. He had a strong team, but on a very small chemistry. As you can see, none of his players are on the right chemistry. He's got Dumbia, so that's always my nemesis. He's got Willian, who's brilliant. He's got Costa, Wilshire, who I really like. Strong defense, good goalkeeper. Everyone in here is a good player, but they are on no chemistry. And when you see that team in high divisions, it was in Division 4, then there should be a little lamp inside your head, a red lamp, and you should think, oh my god, if he's playing with that team in high divisions, then he must be a good player. And he indeed was. That's why I won with him just 1-0. It's like when you see a team like that, you're in like Division 8, in Division 9, you think, oh yeah, it's gonna be an easy game. The same thing should be actually if you see a very strong team in low divisions. You should think, well, that guy has a super strong team, he plays in low divisions, then probably it's not such a great player, and many people are just scared of good teams. So if you see a team coming up and he's got a Ronaldo, a Bale, a Robben, whatever, any of those really high rated players, you're thinking, oh my god, I'm fucked. And you actually should be thinking, well, he's got a great team in low divisions, but he must be really shitty. The same thing is, of course, in high divisions with very mediocre or very bad teams. If you see someone in high divisions with a bad team, then you should be thinking, oh my god, he is brilliant. Okay, so now let me talk you through the team while there's some gameplay in the background. First of all, we've got the goalkeeper, Adler. He's one of my favorite goalkeepers in the game. He is just brilliant for me, but you could use literally any goalkeeper here. I believe that every goalkeeper is broken in the same way, so it doesn't matter if you choose Leno here, Weidenfeller, Farman, Neuer, it doesn't matter. You've got the center backs, Benatia, and you've got also Socrates. Those players are very good defensively. They're very much balanced, they've got decent pace, almost 80 on both of them, and definitely over 80 on physical and on defending, which is very important for me, because sometimes people just go for pacey defenders like Koscielny, but they don't have a high physical, so that's why many strikers just run through them easily. And this defense is very strong. I will talk about alternatives after I show you the gameplay. On fullbacks we've got Ricardo Rodriguez, who's for me the best left back in the Bundesliga. And then we've got Piszczek, who's basically the only great right back in the Bundesliga. And then we're rocking with Luis Gustavo on CDM. That is a quintessential CDM. You just cannot wish for anything better as a CDM. 74 pace, great. 83 defending and 82 physical. It's superb. He's tall. He just steals the ball of players. Great. And then we've got Goetze and De Bruyne. Those are very similar players. I think, they both have a lot of stars, basically. De Bruyne has 5-star, 4-star, Goetze has 4-star, 4-star, so they're skilled, they're very balanced, decent physical, decent pace, decent shooting, decent passing, everything is just alright, just how you want it to be. And then you've got great wingers, they've got a lot of pace, good shooting, good physical, so yeah, there's nothing basically more that you could wish from the wingers. And on the center forward position, I'm going with Mkhitaryan. He's a very good player, very strong one, with great dribbling, great pace, good shooting. He's got good heading as well. So he is a perfect center forward. If you are playing with a striker, a lot of strikers, like for example Lewandowski from Bundesliga, have got good shooting but not a very good pace. For a center forward, pace is important because he's got to be able to run. You know, he's not always staying up top like Lewandowski, for example, for a top striker. He has to run back a bit, maybe steal a ball, maybe be able to make long runs. So pace is actually pretty damn important for a center forward position for me. Now, why did I choose the 4-3-3-5 as my favorite formation right now? Because it plays great. There's everything that you need there. There's strong defending because you've got basically 5 defenders. You've got the 4 at the back, and then you've got Luis Gustavo, who's just up front of the center backs, and he's basically your first line of defense. He's got good pace, so he can run towards the players that are attacking, and he's got very good physical, very good defending, so he can steal the ball pretty damn well. Then you've got your center mids, who are basically your playmakers. I set them on get forward, not to just stay there in the middle, so they can go up and basically make a cross, make a chip through ball, make a long shot, maybe make a little dribble into the box, or they can just distribute the ball very well. You've got wingers that I set to stay forward. It's very important to me that the wingers stay forward. I want them to be forward. I want the playmakers to be able to pass the ball onto the wings. And then I've got them on cutback, I think, or what's it called? Let me see. It's called cut inside. Sorry, cut inside, get in behind. So if I want the chip through ball, they're there. If I want to basically pass into the box, they're also there. So that's why those right wing players are super important. And then we've got a center forward. He is, for me, a more useful position than a striker. Because strikers tend to stay on top and just do not get involved into the game until you pass to them. When you've got a center forward, he is involved in the game. He applies pressing. He's there to help the midfielders. He helps to distribute the ball. When you're on counter-attack, you can pass to him, and as he's Mkhitaryan for me, he can run towards the box on his own. I've scored many goals with Mkhitaryan just by giving him the ball at half the pitch and then just running towards the goal and scoring. Easy peasy. Or just running towards and then passing to Schürrle or passing to Sydney Sam. That's why this formation is super balanced to me. Everyone is useful in a good way. So I strongly urge you to try it. I will show you my instructions and how I play this team in a second. So now let's jump into the team once again. Here it is, and I can tell you about, first of all, instructions. I can show you them. I've got, of course, the right back and left back on stay back while attacking. The same thing with the CDM with cut passing lines. Center mids, I told you, get forward and stay on the edge of the box. Center forward, stay central, cut passing lines, get in behind. And right wings and left wings, stay forward, cut inside and get in behind. And that's, then during the game, I play on defensive. Not because that makes my team more defensive, it's because it basically steps back a tiny little bit, so it invites pressure, then it traps up the opponent, takes the ball off him, and it's super easy to counter-attack or to just... I like to play a passing style of play, you know? I do not like the cheap through balls and the pace that much, I'm not that dependent on it, let's say. So I really like that the players tend to stay in the center of the pitch and then slowly move forward. So that's why also I do not lose a lot of goals. I maybe lose one goal a game, maybe less than one goal a game, just because this team is very, very strong defensively. I play on defensive. And then I play on team pressure and on counter-attack in game. Now I can show you some alternatives to this team, of course. I have provided that, and I will tell you about them and why I wouldn't go with them. Of course, there are some alternatives you can use. You can use, first of all, special cards of these players, okay? So you can use an Inform Adler, Inform Benatia, Team of the Season Ricardo Rodriguez, Team of the Season De Bruyne, an Inform Goetze, Inform Schürrle. You can use those players. I just do not choose to use those players because this is actually my Road to Glory account, first of all, and second of all, I don't think that Informs give you that much. There might be like a small upgrade or anything, but you're expecting them, too much of them, and you basically should not. So yeah, as I told you, the goalkeeper, you can choose whoever you want here, okay? I like Adler, you can choose whoever you want. At center backs, you can choose Naldo or Boateng, for example, but Naldo has that low physical, that's not that great. And if you look at Boateng, his stats are not really that good. If you look at his pace, defending and physical, he's good, and Socrates' pace, defending and physical, he's got the same stats, the literally same stats. So he's not really that crucial. And if you compare him to Benatia, Benatia has 4 more defending and 2 more physical, and just 4 less pace. So Benatia and Socrates are really, really, really good. Piszczek basically has no alternative for me. You should choose Piszczek, he's brilliant. Ricardo Rodriguez, you could choose Alaba, but he has a lot... I know he's more pacey, but he's got less physical, so you have to give up something to gain something. I prefer Ricardo Rodriguez, he's better for me, you know? At CDM, I told you already, Luis Gustavo, brilliant. If you want someone else, like really want, I can tell you maybe a Bayern Schweinsteiger, but I wouldn't go with him anyway. I would go for Luis Gustavo, period. For center mids, you can choose, for example, Kagawa or Vidal right now, but there are some problems. Kagawa is very weak, his physical is only 51, so you will have to... You are in the center of the midfield, you know? You have to sometimes push around, and Kagawa gets pushed and is not the pusher. Vidal has a great card, but he's got 3-star skills, and I like to have my center mids and the players up top at least 4-star skills. But if you do not play with skills, then you can choose Vidal. He is brilliant, so yeah, for whichever of those players, you can choose Vidal and you will be happy. On the left mid position, you can choose Ribery, of course, but for me, Schürrle is better, and before you kill me, I have to tell you why. I don't know. I don't know why. I really don't know. But if you look at their stats, Schürrle has better shooting, he's got better physical and the same pace. So that's the most important stats for a left wing for me. Of course, Ribéry has 5-star skills, but I do not use 5-star skills. For me, there's a huge difference between 3 and 4-star skills, not a big difference between 4 and 5. So that's it. Schürrle, known as well as the German Hazard, he's just brilliant. His long shots are good, his crossing is good, he's just very good. Of course, you can choose Ribéry if you want to, but for me, Schürrle is just better. Then on the right wing position, you can choose many players. If you don't like skill moves, you can choose Aubameyang, of course, Blaszczykowski, Farfan, whoever you want. You can choose team of the season Bellarabi, he's gonna be brilliant. You can choose Robben. And you might say Robben is a lot better. But if you look at the players closely, I will look at the players closely right now, you will notice that those players are not that different. Robben has, for example, just 2-star weak foot. He's got some nice traits. He's got a cheap shot, long shot taker, speed dribbler, acrobat, distance shooter, okay? He's got those traits and specialities, which is very nice. And he's a 90 rated player, so he's brilliant. But Sidney Sam, look at his stats, they're brilliant. He's got 4-star weak, he's got 3-star, 4-star, so better. And then his traits are flair, long shot taker, speed dribbler, and speedster, which are really good traits and specialities to have. So if you look for a cheap player who's gonna play just as good as Robben, and he's not as expensive, you go for Sidney Sam. He's amazing. I've tried so many players here. Go with Sidney Sam, trust me. And on the center forward position, you can choose Adrian Ramos. You can actually choose him, but for me, Adrian Ramos is just worse. First of all, Adrian Ramos is 3-star, 3-star, Mkhitaryan is 5-star, 4-star, which is brilliant. They're just as quick, just as good shooting, just as good physical, so their stats are very similar. Mkhitaryan has maybe better dribbling and passing, which is very good actually. And yeah, Ramos has power header, speedster and dribbler, so that's very nice. But Mkhitaryan has a playmaker, technical dribbler, acrobat and dribbler, so that's very good specialities and traits as well. He's scored for me like 14 goals already, but this team is very balanced, as I told you. Schürrle, look at that, scored 15 goals. Sam, 16 goals. Götze, 5. De Bruyne, 3, okay. I do not score super many goals because I'm not the best FIFA player, but I do not lose goals. That's why I usually win 1-0, 2-0. And that's good. You need winning. You don't need to win 5-4 to be brilliant. You need to win 1-0. You need to win 2-0. That's what you need. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of my rant. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, click on the subscribe button, click on the like button. It will be super appreciated. You can check me out on Twitter and on twitch.tv, although I will be streaming less in September. So make sure to follow me on Twitter. I will tell you everything, update you on the streaming news all the time. And I guess that's gonna be it. Bye!